Make yourself comfortable and cozy. We will be diving together into the magical inner dimensions. These inner dimensions are invitations to learn to observe yourself, to learn from your body's sensations, and to expand your consciousness. Just take a moment right now to observe your own mind, your own thoughts. Maybe there are some familiar thoughts that they like to dance in your brain. I'd like you to welcome those familiar thoughts, especially the ones that come up that are very repetitive. And you can give them like a seat at the table. Maybe pull out a chair. And you're going to pick 3 of these thoughts. It could be something mundane. It could be something very deep. It could be something painful. It could be something joyful. Whatever it is, try to pick the 3 thoughts that are very repetitive. Whenever you close your eyes at night, whenever you're trying to relax, these are the things that come up. And give those thoughts a seat at the table. So they get to be here, present with you, because they're not wrong anymore. But they're also not the whole of your experience, and they're not the whole of your mind and what you're going to experience for the rest of this session. So you've given them a space. You can even visualize the table that they're at. You've given them a space, but they're not the whole space taking over your experience. And you can always visit them at the table later on. Take a deep breath, inhaling through your nose, allowing your belly to rise and exhaling through your nose. We're opening our sacred space of healing, of support, of release, of learning, of love, welcoming in all movement and sensation so that it can be transmuted in the space. Starting at the base of your spine, bring all your attention down to the very base of your spine. And if we all go down there together and breathe deeply and slowly, you will notice there's a little spiraling motion, quite tight, like a point in your system. This is a point that we can address together, and we can create a bit more space inside this tight spiraling by going into the center of it together and breathing. And we start to expand and bring to light the energy that's moving at the base of the spine, and we give it a bit more space to move. So as we go down there, feel deeply inside your own spine at the very base. What's moving there for you, and allow the movement. And allow your body to bring in everything that it has been holding back. This is a new year, it's a new start. So some of you have got things that you're holding. Now is your time. Let those feelings and sensations arrive in your body from wherever you've been putting them. Just bring them. That's it. When you bring them, you can be present with them. And we can do something about it. Good. So we now have a good connection with the base of the spine. Let's start spiraling up all together. Moving up the spine. Feel this movement in your own spine. Lovely. So we're moving quite smoothly up. We're in between the shoulder blades, moving up towards the back of the neck. Lovely. Now we're at the base of the cranium. We can just stay here for a while and feel. That was easy. Just feeling into the back of your neck, base of your skull. This is where we tend to store ancestral patterns of tension, restriction. Tends to get held here. So just notice, do you have any stiffness here? Do you have any asymmetries? We're going to start opening up the back of the neck and the base of the skull. You can feel the instability and the uncertainty in the back of your neck because the neck wants to move with the whole spine. So as we open up the neck, the back of the neck, the whole spine wants to move, just allowing the fluidity and flexibility. If your neck is moving, your whole spine is moving. That will allow this to be much easier and faster. Come deeper into the spine and feel that your whole spine, including your neck, is one. And it moves. Start to notice the fluidic movement of your spine. And the way the spine is moving collectively here is very clear that there's some release work that we could benefit from doing because the way it's moving is heavy and somewhat unorganized. Take this moment to tune into yourself, into your heart, into your being. What is blocking you right now? What do you feel stressed by? What do you feel under pressure to do? What's causing tension internally? What problems have arisen that you're trying to solve? How are you protecting yourself? Everyone has got edges. Allowing yourself to be present with all the things that come up that are difficult, and don't try to find a solution just yet. Just trust. Trust what's coming up is actually the gateway to the solution. You just can't see it. And as you do that and you bring things up, try at the same time to notice how your spine is moving in space. And let the spine move. Yeah. So now the spine is opening, you will feel large spiralings. They go anti-clockwise, they're quite wide, not circles, more like spheres, like squash spheres. And while the spine is opening, it's giving you the space to feel and to process because things are less dense. So breathe and feel deeply into your body at the wisdom that your body is trying to bring you into. And keep allowing your spine to be fluidic in space, to dance, to move, and keep observing the way it moves. It's starting to, after the release, it's starting to slow down, you'll notice. It's starting to reorganize. This will mean that you feel things are becoming more steady, quieter, more stable. Visualize your spine as one long beam of light that's very straight down and very stable. Everybody, if we do that together right now, visualize your spine as one long beam of light, very stable, and bring your awareness to rest inside this light. Bring your focus. Lovely. And slow down. This here is your resting place, where all together in this beam of light, slow right down and take in the depth of where you are, the safety of where you are. Everyone is here. One or two of you are still moving a lot. Everyone else is in and they're still. So if that's you and you're like, I'm kind of struggling to get in, deepen your breath and trust. Trust. Feel into your chest and breathe and trust that this channel is where we all belong. And dropping in is very easy. You just feel and you decide, is it safe? As long as you're on the outside, knocking, dancing around the door, wondering if it's safe without feeling it, you're missing out. And if you decide to join, if you're deciding right now to join, then just know that you belong. Test out the belonging by observing the frequency and learning from it. That's it. Very good. You see, we're harmonizing. We're all coming into the same beautiful peace. And the peace, when we do it together, feels very solid. And it requires a little bit of smoothing out. A little bit of trust, a little bit of learning that we can rest. Very good. And as you're here in the central channel, now I'd like you to just rest. This is a place for your spirit to rest. Our spirit very rarely rests because it's capable of so much. It loves to process. It loves to dance. It loves to bring thoughts into our mind. It's going endlessly because it's infinite. Invite your spirit right now to rest in the stillness. This central channel, this midline, this beam of light, it's like what you would wrap the baby in, like the white blanket. You wrap the baby in the white blanket all around like a swaddle. This is what it's like for the spirit to have a resting place. And we all need this from time to time. So we can be refreshed and nourished. While you're here, focus now completely on your breathing. Because in this place, only your breathing will mean anything to you. Only your breathing matters. Only your breathing calms you and steadies you, and only your breathing tells you who you are. So come into a very deep, close, and sacred connection with your own breath by recognizing it as you. See how it is the perfect companion, the perfect lover. It's the clearest mirror, and it wants the best for you. This is your breath. So come into a close connection with this sacred thing, this sacred mystery that you have flowing. Whether you like it or not, it's flowing through you. And you can align with the flow and be curious about the personality, the quality of the flow of your breath, the depth, the symmetry, smoothness. Why has each breath chosen to be with you? Each breath can be ecstatic and can be orgasmic and can be blissful and wonderful. Bring your heart to recognize your breath. Nobody and nothing can take this away from you. It's so powerful and it's your superpower. Consciousness of breath. So breathe through your being. Breathe like you really deserve this breath and like you have earned breath, because you are the owner of this breath. And when you can feel the dance of your heart around the chest and the lungs, and you can maybe feel the dance of your heart field in the space around you, you can just feel your heart coming online in a different way because you've paid attention to the sacredness of your breath. When you can feel that, stay with the heart's expansion. Because these two ingredients are very, very interesting when we combine them. The dance of the heart field and the flow of the breath. Take your time to recognize the two, how they move through you in the space around you, and now you're holding this space of awareness of both. And what we're going to do is we're going to slowly and very deeply merge to create ecstatic breath. It's like cooking and baking a beautiful cake. We have the ingredients and we're slowly going to bring the two together. You don't need to feel ecstasy at this point. All you need to do is be open to the fact that you have the flow of the breath and the dance of the heart. When you can feel these two at the same time, you will start to feel a certain quality of ecstasy. It will feel a bit far away, a bit elusive, like you're trying to catch it. Enjoy it. It's the teasing. If it were easy, there would be no mystery. Enjoy this, just being on the edge of something that you have no control over, but you can only explore by living it. This sacred blend that calls for deeper observation without expectation. When we remove the expectation, we have the ecstasy beneath. You can start to feel the vibration of ecstasy to the east and to the west, quite far out. It's tempting to think you need to do more to bring it closer, but you don't. You just need to appreciate the fact it's there. And keep breathing. Keep the steady rhythm of your breath. The floating, dancing heart. Stay in this state of observation and awareness. You stay here for 5 seconds. Each time you pop out and you lose focus, if you come back in and stay for 5 seconds, that type of ecstasy will emerge again on the periphery, and then you can connect to it. So don't worry if you're going in and out and losing your focus. Just when you get it, stay for 5 seconds, and then you'll feel it and you'll be like, oh, wow. So what am I supposed to do with all this then? This is a field of ecstasy, ecstatic love and perfection, where everything to the east and to the west moves in a symphony, in a symmetry, as to the north and to the south. And where are you? Have a look around this field. You will want to be nowhere except the center. Everybody now, we join together in the center. We've opened a beautiful fractal here, beautiful fractal of love, of mysticism. So if everybody comes to the center, we can all have a look around. What makes this state of consciousness very beautiful is the symmetry. Look in any direction. It's all the same. And you will know because you are in the center, creating it. And in this place, we are all the same. There is no difference between you or anyone else. So you can now share and spread your love through all the channels that are available here in all directions. And if we practice doing that together, what we'll see is that we light up the field like cosmic disco. So the way we light up the field like a cosmic disco is we take a perspective, a point in space, and we observe, watch it. You decide which point you want to take up and which point you want to watch, but it doesn't actually matter because all points are the same. But when you observe your chosen point, you can feel movements. And you can feel that these movements exist in the field and they're giving you an indication of the structure that you're observing. Maybe it looks a particular shape. And then you choose through your mind's eye, your third eye, to create love here. You choose to love here. And you choose to love just for the sake of love. Just because you can. Because every time you love here, love will never forget you. It knows that you chose to light up this space. And it knows you. And the more you love, the more love comes to know you. And love is what you are. So if you want to know yourself, practice being yourself and love. Love fearlessly without cause, consequence, or expectation. Love smoothly without destination. Love even in the places where love doesn't go. Have a look around. There are places in this field where love could go, but love won't go. You may choose to observe them, point your focus, and love, or you may choose to turn away. You don't have to stretch yourself beyond your capacity, but you might want to challenge yourself to love into a place that's not easy to love. To love a part of you that has never been loved. To love some of the thoughts that are not loving. To love some of your fears that keep you from love. You might just choose to love to make peace, to expand the places where love can reach you. We are now loved up. We have loved up this particular frequency, this particular structure that we have rested upon, we have loved it up. Now let's turn it to dust. Because as we know, nothing really matters. And in this game of love, love is infinite. And it's everywhere. So love doesn't need our love, but we learn by loving. So this structure that is beneath our feet, you can feel it, it's full up. Dissolve it now and turn it to dust. Let it go. Sort of like leaving the spaceship that we're on. We let it go so we can go to a different place. We can go to a different landscape. We move together into space. And it's time to get more light spread out in space. We've been close together, our energy fields. Now we're spreading out. So all of us spread out in space. Take up your space and take up more space and more. Because sometimes we don't take up space, empty space, because we're scared of losing connection with the people we've got. So we don't take our space. But there's no connection that can be lost by taking space. So see yourself as a point in space and decide. Give yourself space to breathe. Now you know how deep the breath goes, how powerful it is. Breathe as that point in space and make sure that your breath is not interrupted. That there's nothing encumbering your field. Everything is just around you, empty and clear. And you can spread out your limbs, your arms, your legs, the arms of your energy body, your legs. Everything can spread out and you can feel what it's like to really expand into your space. Everyone here seems to like their space. We don't have anyone struggling to take up space. That's great. And in your space, you might want to feel a certain feeling. This could be type of feeling that you like, that makes you feel safe and loved and in good company. And just perhaps set the tone for who will come into your space, for what will arrive in your space, how it will feel. And go slowly with this one, because it could be that you're opening up a very different space than what you have right now. So it could feel very different. So maybe this year in your field and your space, you're looking for more connection, more laughter, more friendship, more love, more joy, more understanding, more shared resonance, more healthy conflict and repair. Maybe you're looking for something more. You want to experience the intensity of all these things. So if we want to experience it all, we can start experiencing it now. Let yourself experience. Here's a invitation. If you're struggling and you notice that you're experiencing something but it doesn't last, use your inhale breath to really deeply experience it. So the longer your inhale breath, the more time you have to experience it, and then you just slowly, gently exhale and let it go. But for the inhale, you're intensely feeling what it is that you want to feel. And the exhale is just trusting that that's done and you can soften into it. If you want more laughter, how does your body feel when you're laughing? Things are so funny, you can't contain yourself. Belly laughter, giggles. If that's how you want to feel it in your body, and on the inhale breath, remind your body, this is a top feeling for me. If you want to be surrounded by family, think about those moments when you really felt the love of seeing your brothers, sisters, grandchildren, cousins, auntie, whoever they are, whoever you consider family. It could be your friends, your community, your pets. We will all be able to retrieve some lovely moments. You see, these memories and these moments, they're forever. Because the image might come and go, but the feeling is forever. Everything now in the field is potent. There's a potency. When I feel this potency, I recognize there's something bigger than me, far bigger than me, far bigger than anything on this planet. That's with us. That's working with us, for us, through us. You can tell right now when you feel into the field that this is way, way bigger than us. The intensity of the divine love and light that's here right now makes you only want to do one thing. Just be humble within yourself so you can fully feel it and receive it and recognize it. Because this force, it doesn't ask anything of you. It doesn't ask you to do anything. It doesn't even need you. This force is love itself. And you can dance inside it and recognize yourself. You can do anything. But this love, it's not going anywhere. And it's the most unconditional love that you'll ever find in your life. Because it has no beginning and it has no end. It has no conditions. It doesn't need you to love it back. This is the love that everyone's looking for in other people. We want this. We want to feel this. And it's here. And when we feel a love this deep, divine love this deep, there's nothing to do, just be grateful. Be in gratitude. That's the most natural place to be with love this deep. Gratitude for the unconditional love that flows into eternity for everyone. Gratitude that you're here experiencing directly the magic and the wonder and the reality. And this is the reality that is available for everybody. Should they choose to awaken their senses, their heart, should they choose to empty enough of themselves to make space to feel this deep love. So merge yourself now with the frequency that is here. Merge yourself until you become this frequency. You become unrecognizable. You trust this love, this stillness, and this peace. You trust it so deeply that you just dissolve into this. This is the merging with the divine. The longing to dissolve. And even when you have dissolved, you know only one thing, that there is deeper love there still. It's all around you. Don't need to look. We ask that our hearts and our spirits, bodies and our minds, our thoughts, our words, our actions, we ask that everything is harmonized, nourished, and purified, so that we can easily connect, find this place, so that we don't go too far from this true reality. This is a great, this is a different experience to what we've experienced in previous sessions, because we've sort of accessed we've kind of gone through a portal of awareness and accessed this deeper dimension. And the reason I know that is because the frequencies is going to, it's not something that I can ground you in right now. It just is. So this is going to follow you throughout your day, your night. You're always going to have this felt sense, this memory of this depth, because it's the ultimate reality. So really, this is it. And we can choose it. We can choose it. But this is it. So make your peace with peace. Because here you get to rest. They say rest in peace. And we often wait to die to rest in peace, but we are resting in peace. And this is probably the most precious experience you could have. Inhale and soak up what's in the environment around you. Soak up what is in the field. Inhale into your heart. Now you're going to just start to try to absorb deeper into your cells, into your flesh, into your bones by inhaling with the intention to absorb. We absorb so much that we don't want to, unintentionally all day. Now we can absorb intentionally what we do want to. Absorb and run that down both legs. We often get good at absorbing into our chest, our heart. We don't get good at absorbing into our lower body. Absorb it all the way into your knees, your ankles, your feet, your arms. Absorb everything. So you're filling up on this frequency. And then take a moment to observe your body, how it feels different now that it has been nourished and rested. Promise yourself that you will make the time and space to return to the peace and the love that infinitely flows through your being, and that you will make the time and space to remember yourself.